Hello, SQ1 family,
Hey team.
and welcome to another video about something health related and interesting that we're going to be talking about today, which is reading food labels. This is something that a lot of people don't really get or understand or haven't really looked into and get confused when they look at the branding on the packaging.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's purposely made confusing. There's a term like greenwashing where they'll basically put green on a packet to make you feel like it's healthy. And or they'll say only 30 calories, but that's for a serving size that's this big, and we all know that we're eating the whole packet. So we just thought we would go over that and explain and I guess preface it with start where you're at. And so we're going to get into sort of some of the nitty gritty of it. But the first thing with learning all this is if you're still eating some of this stuff, that's okay. And then gradually you can begin to upgrade what you put into your body as well.
Because we always talk about the macros and the calories, and that's the starting point. Once you have your macros and your calories nailed down, then the next step, the next level is going to start to break down what is the quality of each of your macros and how can you get the best quality. Because you might find that you can only get so far doing so much, i.e., counting calories and macros, and then you might hit a wall at some point where you need to then make some changes in order to break through that to then get to that next level. So this is where reading food labels and understanding nutrition and understanding food packaging and understanding what's in foods really can take you to that next level of understanding and also of results as well.
And especially if you're dealing with gut issues or a lot of bloating or, IBS, anything like that, then the ingredients matter. And we will always choose better ingredients over low calorie. So say there's
Or just
two,
macros in general.
yeah. So if there's two items that are kind of the same, but one of them has an extra 100 or 200 calories, we would take that if that was the cleaner ingredients.
So that's what we want to show you. So we've gone through the Woolworths online website and we've just pulled up a few just general type of foods from different, breakfast, lunch, dinner, that type of stuff, just different items that you would have in your house. And just show you the difference between the products and actually what you want to look for. So the first one we've got here is a yummy, delicious breakfast Sultana brand. I used to eat Sultana brand when I was in my teens
And I put
and
sugar on it as
in my
well.
20s. I didn't put sugar, but I did put honey and I also put banana.
Yeah.
And that was pretty damn good. And I used to like that.
I just put a couple of spoons of sugar and I was good to go.
And so, straight away you can see here we've got Sultana brand and Kellogg's are really big on the things like this, like 20% fiber. So, it's making you think that it's a very healthy option. They've got the grapes over here and the fruit on top and stuff, and looks like a healthy option.
Pretty, it's appealing to the eye.
Yeah. So what do you need to look at when you're looking at this packaging? How do you read this label? So you can go and check out the macros and the calories, of course, and we're not going to talk about that because you understand calories and macros now, or at least you should at this point. What we're going to actually talk about is the ingredients, and the most important label on any packaging is the ingredients section. Now, you have to go searching for the ingredients section. As you can see, I've got this zoomed into the side of the packet, and it's usually in very fine print, usually the second smallest print. This would be the smallest. So let's have a look at the ingredients here. So something to think about is that the very first ingredient that is listed in any product is the majority of that product.
That's for Australian rules. So yeah, in the rules for Australian products is that I don't know for overseas, but definitely for
I think it's the same in America.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they go in order from highest amount to lowest.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. So first ingredient is whole wheat, no surprise there. Then we got sultanas, 28%, no surprise there. Then we've got our wheat bran at 26%. And then we've got our fourth ingredient, which is sugar. Okay, so straight away we've got a hidden sugar. That is a red flag right there. Next thing we got barley malt, extract, salt. So this is another red flag here because this is going to be iodized processed salt, which is not going to be very healthy for you. Then we have some minerals like iron and zinc. Then we have some vitamins like niacin, B6, riboflavin, and folate. Now, the quality of these vitamins and minerals, I question. I would say it's just all synthetic crap that is cheap to process and make, that they can put in there at large quantities. And then natural sources of magnesium. So that's just BS there. So what you can see here is
And this is not the worst. Like this is not.
no, so I'm just picking random products. And so I'm not trying to like blast
pick on anything.
yeah, Kellogg's or anything like that. I'm just picking stuff that I figured that most people either would have eaten in the past or potentially have in the pantry now.
And just trying to teach you, based on stuff that's generally consumed.
So, you can go to the Cocoa Pops box and you can do the same thing. You can go to the ingredients section and you can just check what it says there. And again, generally, when we're talking about processed foods, we don't want stuff that has all this extra shit in it. We just want the cleanest, most whole food products as possible. When they add in extra sugar, why would you want them to add sugar into your cereal? If you want to add sugar, then you can add sugar. But why do you want them to add the sugar? How much sugar is in there? We don't know. What kind of sugar is it? Like what's going on here? So there's too much stuff in here for this product to be considered a healthy product.
And obviously, like the best way to eat is something that doesn't have a label. That's our ideal.
Well, that's it.
So,
everything that we're talking about is food labels, which means it's on packaged foods. So anything that's unpackaged is not a processed food. So that makes it a whole food, which means it doesn't need a package because it's only got one ingredient, which makes it a whole food, like broccoli. What's the ingredients of broccoli? What's the ingredients of a potato? So that's the difference between packaged and processed foods versus whole foods. So these are the things that kind of fall in between, ideally, a majority whole food diet where you're just eating things that have one ingredient only. But these things end up becoming habits in the diet and routine, things like cereals and stuff. So that's just an example. And most of the Kellogg's brand stuff and this type of genre of cereal, particularly the stuff that's targeted at the kids and stuff, for the most part, it's all very similar in ingredients. Okay, so I want to show you an alternative that is also a breakfast cereal that you eat out of a bowl the exact same way. And this is Quick Oats. So it's certified organic. This is from Woolworths. This is their macro brand. And let's have a look at the ingredients here. Ingredients: organic whole grain oats. This product contains 100% whole grains. Okay, so maybe you're like, oh yeah, but I don't like it that much. Okay, well maybe you can add a little bit of cinnamon in there, and maybe you can add a scoop of protein powder in there, and
blueberries.
Maybe you can add a bit of maple syrup in there, and some blueberries and some this, and you can make it.
But you can control it.
Yeah, you're processing it yourself with things that are okay for you, not all this crap where these guys are just putting shit in there to make it taste good. So like this is actually a whole food because it's just got one ingredient. So this would be a much better option if you are the type of person that likes to sit down at breakfast time and have cereal. This would be a much better option than your standard cereal that would fall into the category of like a Sultana brand, even Weet-Bix, that kind of stuff.
I don't know about you guys as well, but I find if I eat oats, I'm hungry like an hour later. It's almost like a wasted meal. It's just delicious. But a good option is to put some protein powder into it as well, so you do get some protein
Most
on
definitely.
top of the carbs.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's move on. What would you have? You would have to have some kind of milk, right? If you're going to have your cereal, then let's look at this. And again, this is just from Woolworths. So you would be able to find very similar things at Coles and at any other type of, shop. But this is just all Woolies. So this is a Woolworths organic brand, macro. And we've got a full cream milk here. And now, obviously, for some people, they cannot tolerate dairy. So I'm not saying go out and drink this milk because it's awesome. If you have a dairy intolerance, you wouldn't do that. But I just want to talk about a few different types of milks as to what the average person would have. So most people would have like a normal type of milk. If you're going to get like a full cream milk, then I really like this one. Let's have a look at the ingredients here. pasteurized and homogenized organic full cream milk. Okay, so it's a whole food. It's just one product. It's milk. The good thing about this one being that it's organic, then you're gonna just know that it's coming from a cleaner source. It's not gonna have it's not gonna be coming from a cow that hopefully has been filled with synthetic.
Questionable.
It's questionable. It is
Well,
questionable.
it says our cows graze on organic farms free from synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. So that's good. Whether or not they are then injected with
Hormones.
antibiotics and hormones is a different
It's debatable.
thing, but I don't even know what the rules are. We don't drink that. So I don't know what the rules are around the organic label for milk. But
But if you are going to go for an animal-based milk, then you want to go for the cleanest, most organic version of that. You don't want to just go for the cheapest one.
they say you are what you eat, or you are what you eat eats.
Yes. Okay, so okay. A lot of people are like, nah, I'm not into the cow milk, man.
Makes me feel gross.
Let's move on to something else. Okay, oat milk, very popular. This is generally what you would get at a cafe if you're ordering. They probably even actually use worse ones because they get that barista blends.
Which are full of oils because that's what makes them nice and frothy.
Yeah, exactly. So let's have a look at this oat milk, Vitasoy, new creamier taste, no added sugar. You got your 4 out of 5-star rating.
Just for the record, we never look at those ratings.
This is all BS. This is my point. Everything that you see here is just marketing. Nothing but marketing, just to advertise it and catch your eye. This is all we care about. Where is it? Ingredients, right? See, I couldn't even find it because it's so hidden. Don't you think that this is unethical? That they put the most important thing in, like most people that can't even read this without eyeglasses.
Yeah, I see people at the shops taking photos and then having to zoom in on things. So
it's a disgrace. Anyway, first ingredient is filtered water. Then we've got our whole oats. Then we've got sunflower oil. So that is the big red flag right there. And it is for the majority of the plant-based milks. They are full of sunflower oil or seed oils. And these are
low inflammatory,
very low quality oils. Their omegas are out of balance. They cause inflammation. They disrupt your gut. They're not something that I would consider to be a healthy thing, particularly if you're having it on a daily basis.
But and even buying the coffees and stuff out. But yeah, they're what makes the milk nice and creamy.
Yeah. And, we shouldn't really see too much more ingredients other than our whole oats and filtered water, but it does go on oat flour, gum, arabic, minerals, which are calcium carbonate and calcium phosphate. Then we got some food acid, 340 in there, some natural flavor, some sea salt.
Around the natural flavor, so people can get away with hiding things in there as well. So it sounds good. Natural flavor sounds great to me. And we will have things that have natural flavors in it, but stuff can be hidden under that label because they don't have to disclose what the natural flavors are or what the process is behind that. And the good part is this one has sea salt.
And in just one more thing on the natural flavor, you kind of have to base it because natural flavor could be good or bad, because there are good natural flavors that fall under natural flavors and there are bad natural flavors that fall under that. So you have to judge it based off the product itself. So if it's like a health-based product that is promoting health and the brand has like that health kind of orientation behind it, and all the ingredients in that product are really good, and then it just has natural flavors, then it's probably just going to be something very small and that is on the good side of the natural flavors. But if it's an unhealthy product and it's like a junk food type snack product and it has a bunch of junk in the ingredients, preservatives and this and that, and it also says natural flavors, then it's very likely that it's the bad side of the natural flavors. So you have to kind of do your discernment based off the product and what it is. In regards to this one, I would say, it's highly likely that the natural sweetener, whatever it was, natural flavor is not necessarily that bad. So I wouldn't make that a deal breaker. But the sunflower oil, it's kind of a deal breaker.
And then just numbers, we just don't want to eat stuff.
Food acid 340, personally, that's a deal breaker for me. I don't even know what
sometimes we check them up, like sometimes there'll be a good product and it'll have a number in it. And so we check up the number and then see what it's relating to.
Yeah.
But yeah, the amount of things I pick up at the supermarket, I'm like, oh, and then put
And
it
then
back
you read it
down.
and it's like, far out, man. Happens all the
So,
time.
it's good though. And it has saved like our standards for things are higher, and so it has stopped me eating things on a spur of the moment that I get excited by because of where it's placed in the supermarket.
Okay. So we've talked about oat milk. Let's look at another type of oat milk that's very popular. Okay, so here is this one. This is certified organic. This is just the macro brand. And this one, let's have a look at the ingredients. All right, first ingredient is filtered water. Second one is organic oats. So we're off to a good start. Then we got mineral salt, which is just some calcium carbonate, which I think is okay. And then we have some sea salt. Nothing else.
Nothing too bad.
So why can this brand do it, but this brand has to have all this shit in here? Why do they have to have food acid and natural flavor and
Oil.
why? It doesn't make any sense to me, right? So, the point that we're making is you have to have a look at the ingredients, because what would you rather, consume? Would you rather consume just this natural stuff that only has like 3 ingredients, or would you rather take a gamble on all of these preservatives and stuff that could be completely just destroying your gut health for all we know?
Skin issues as well. So I would like, if you're someone that has issues with skin and gut health, those are 2 things that I would really like get a little bit pedantic on the ingredient side.
Yeah. And again, this is the path we take when we're looking into improving our gut health. It's going down that rabbit hole of ingredients. And once you go down there and you start to really dig deep and have a look at the ingredients, that's when it really, a switch flips in your brain and you're like, holy crap, they're feeding us poison. So next up, let's talk about peanut butter. So here is an example of a pretty good peanut butter. This is the Mavis brand. And let's have a look. It tastes delicious as well. I can vouch for them 100%. Let's look at the ingredients here. We've got roasted high oleic peanuts and sea salt and nothing else. So that's pretty good. May contain some almond, Brazil nuts, cashews. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. All right. So this is a very, very, very clean peanut butter that tastes really good. Has no crap in it, no extra sugar, no nothing. All right, let's go for another one. All right, here is a really popular one. This is often like a cheaper one, or it might be on special or something, or just a very common brand, Vegan. And let's have a look at what they've got inside. It says never oily, never dry.
Good marketing. I remember that ad.
Okay, ingredients: roasted peanuts, 86%, vegetable oil, contains antioxidant 320, sugar, and salt. So let's just
Calories. And higher calories.
all right. Even the fact that this has sea salt and this one just has your normal standard iodized salt, even that alone is enough to not have this one and to go for the other one. But then it's also got sugar, how much you don't know, of what quality you don't know. And then this antioxidant 320, like what is that shit, right? And then vegetable oil, again, you're putting vegetable oil in here where it doesn't need to be in here. The peanuts have oil in them. That's exactly what it is. It's an oil. Like, why are you adding additional vegetable oil? It's
So
just
that it's never dry.
because it's never oily, never dry. Of course, Jai. Okay. So, all right, let's move on. Okay, so potato chips, this isn't really something that you want to have in your diet because it's
Calories are insane.
it's just oil, right? It's just like there's nothing wrong with a potato, but when it's deep fried in oil, it becomes an issue. So this is your standard, common, popular, I would say, brand. Let's have a look at the ingredients. Okay, we've got 64% potatoes, good start. And then we go straight into the canola oil. Then we've got some sunflower oil to throw in there just to, add it in. Then we got some salt, which isn't a sea salt. It's iodized salt. And then we got a bunch of antioxidants. And then we sprinkle it off with some rosemary extract and some citric acid. So the biggest red flags here are the vegetable oils and the salt. And the antioxidants are probably rubbish as well. I mean, ascorbic acid is, I don't even know why they would put ascorbic acid in there. It's essentially like a vitamin C compound. And I don't know what that other one is, but so yeah, so a lot of oil and very definitely do not recommend eating a product like this. But maybe you do feel like that crunchy, savory type of thing, or maybe you're going to a party, or maybe someone says, hey, pick up some chips when you come around, blah blah blah. So let's look at some alternatives. So we've got what we would normally consider a healthier alternative, which is a very common brand, the Red Rock Deli brand, and they have an Australian sea salt potato chip with no added flavors and colors. Let's have a look at the ingredients though. Okay, potatoes, sunflower oil, and salt.
Interesting, it doesn't say sea salt there, but
Doesn't-
it does say sea salt on the front.
So yeah, I would assume because it says sea salt here and it's like promoting Australian sea salt, they probably just wanted to save off that.
Yeah.
So I recommend, I would assume that that's that.
Yeah.
But again, you got your sunflower salt. So are these
Sunflower oil.
sunflower oil, are these better than the Smiths? I would say yes, they are better. And if you were to choose, if you had to choose between these ones and these ones, and you chose these ones, would that be a good decision? Yes, it would be a good decision.
There is a brand somewhere and it's cooked in avocado oil.
I've got it, baby. Hold
you
your
got it.
horses. Hold your horses. We're getting
We
there.
talked about it, I just didn't realize it was. There we go.
Okay. Let's look at a third option. So Kettle is another, probably I would say, competitor with this Red Rock guys, and they've got their sea salt and stuff as well. But we've got here some crushed sea salt cooked in avocado oil. So let's have a look at the ingredients because so far it sounds good. Ingredients: potatoes, avocado, sea salt.
Boom.
Brilliant. So it definitely specifies sea salt there. Avocado has a much better smoke point, meaning that it can handle higher temperatures. The potatoes are still deep fried in the shit, so you're still consuming a lot of cooked oil, which is never a good thing. But if we had to make a healthier
A bag
option,
of those are like 500 calories.
500 or 1,000?
Normally 500, what that one, that's per 100 grams is 500 calories. And it says there's like 5 or 4 servings in the pack, which is a lie.
Yeah.
And then, so what is it? 1.35. Yeah. So, okay, that's probably like 700 calories for that bag. I think they're a smaller bag than the other ones, but
135, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a smaller bag. So, I mean, did you say 700 calories?
something like that.
And who wouldn't smash the whole bag, Unless you're going to a party and you put them in a bowl and whatnot, whatever. This would be the healthier option out of those three. And so there are options out there. You just got to look. So do you have to give up your chips? No, you don't. Just get the best damn ones you can and don't eat them all the time. Make them a treat, have them once in a while.
Fit them in.
And then you're not having all of these heavy seed oils and sugar and just whatever the hell.
I eat potato chips when I have a migraine because it helps. So
Yeah.
I don't know why it helps, but and I've tried just eating salt. I've tried like doing the potatoes at home.
Yeah.
Something about it can take my nausea down a level. So
Yeah.
So
this is the one that is a good one to get in a case like that.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, tomato sauce. I know Aussies love a bit of tomato sauce on a meat pie and whatnot, or anything else. So this is your standard Woolies brand tomato sauce, and you would think it's just like tomatoes and stuff, right? Let's have a look. It might be. Well, firstly, there's yeah, okay, we've got like some ratings here, but not too much.
Low on their rating.
Yeah, okay.
2.5.
All right, so tomato sauce ingredients. This is a little bit crappier in terms of the
Tomato puree, 78%, sugar, or it's reconstituted tomato puree.
Yeah.
Sugar, thickener, modified cornstarch, salt, acidity regulators, acetic acid, citric acid, natural flavor, and spice extract.
Okay, so there's a lot in there. The reconstituted tomato puree. Okay, I get that. The sugar, they've obviously dumped a crap load of sugar in there to make it taste awesome and addictive. And then the thickener, obviously that's to get that texture right that we want to get. Otherwise it would be too thin and runny. And probably same for the modified
Cornstarch.
The thickener might be the modified cornstarch. Salt, we got 100% iodized salt in there. Acidity regulator is some kind of synthetic. I think it stops the
Acetic acid and citric acid. So
yeah. And then we've got natural flavor, which, in this product, I would say it would probably be on the bad end of natural flavor. And then spice extract is probably just a natural spice, like it's probably paprika or whatever, capsicum or whatever they use, or tomato powder. I don't know. So yeah, so I mean, again, like, so the things that you're avoiding here is the sugar, the thickener, the acidity regulators, this type of stuff. This is what you want to avoid. So is there a better alternative though, or do I have to give up my tomato sauce, Kate? Tomato sauce, your main squeeze. You can get this one at Woolies. No nasties in it. Let's have a look at the ingredients. Here we go. All natural ingredients. Tomatoes, 71% reconstituted. Puree, that's cool. Onion, vinegar, apple juice, tapioca flour, pink Himalayan salt, yeast extract, flaxseed, fiber, garlic powder, monk fruit extract, cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg. Holy shit, man.
This brand is actually really good. If you see them, they're in the herbs and spices aisle. I haven't actually looked for this sauce before, but all of their stuff so far, I haven't seen anything bad that they've had.
And they've got a whole bunch of different products.
Yeah, all different, especially
taco mixes.
Yeah, and stuff that just herbs and spices that you can add or flavors to your cooking. So
how good is that? They nailed
it's very hard to find a good tomato sauce. If you look at even the organic ones, if you look at the what's that company? The glass bottle ones.
There's an organic one by Rosella or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's got sugar. They're pretty much
got some other stuff in them.
Yeah. But guys, this is a win for tomato sauce. Like, why don't we
So if you can find that at your local supermarket, I know they're not at everything, but
maybe you could just get it online at Woolies. I don't know, because this is just these are just pulled off the Woolworths online shopping website.
Yeah, it's just not every store has the same.
Exactly. All right, so we're a fan of the, what's it called? Mingle. Okay, next up, I love this topic of butter. A lot of people switched over to margarine, maybe say back in the 80s or so. When there were a whole bunch of political agendas happening with the food industry around fat, and around, like, there was a whole thing where everything just became low fat all of a sudden, and things like butter got put in the naughty corner, and now
margarine was just spreadable and easy for making kids lunches.
Yeah, exactly. And we went into this phase of wanting convenience with absolutely everything, and not having to do any hard work or effort for anything good. So enter margarine. But let's look at this, because this is a good quality butter. I recommend butter over margarine because it's more natural, it's more whole. And if you go for an organic brand like this, you're going to get a high quality as well. This one's unsalted. Some of them you can get with sea salt.
But some of even the organic ones, the salt is not sea salt. So check that out.
Just got to check.
And there's an organic one butter which is spreadable, but for some reason it's got canola oil in it. It's a blue and red picture. I can't remember label thing, but check that out as well. So that's why you've always got to read the labels, because just because something's organic or raw or whatever doesn't mean that it doesn't have stuff in it. So, and
just because something's unsalted doesn't mean it's going to taste like shit. Because if you do taste this butter and you're like, this butter is not salty enough, like, I don't think anybody's ever said that,
add some salt.
Add some damn salt yourself. You got the best salt at your house, hopefully, so you can just add salt into anything. So going unsalted is a good option if it is an option. But anyway, let's look at the ingredients that we got here. Alrighty, so ingredients: organic cream from milk. Boom. Whole food. Love it. So this is a perfect food to have in your fridge. And a lot of people would have the competitor of butter, which would be a margarine. So Meadow Lee, we definitely had this in the household as kids at some point.
Totally.
It spreads happiness, Kate, and it's original as well. So let's have a look at what is in the ingredients. So first up, it says contains soy and milk as indicated in bold type. All right, so first ingredient is vegetable oils. So the first ingredient of margarine is vegetable oils. So it is essentially a concoction of vegetable oil. Next ingredient is water, then salt, then emulsifiers 471322, which is from soy. Then we got our milk solids. So finally, we got our milk solids in there, which is actually where the butter comes from. And it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth ingredient along the line, down the line, followed by preservative 202, food acid 270, natural color 168, vitamins A and D, and natural flavor. So you can just tell, not only from my tonality, but just reading that is not as healthy as organic cream from milk, you know? Like, we got to think about that. So yes, this is more spreadable and whatnot, but don't leave it in the fridge, man. Get it like a butter tray, and then it's beautiful. Like, so that would be a perfect switch out for something like that. So check. There's also another brand which I didn't list here, but it's called Nutalex, and it's considered to be like the healthier butter or alternative, and I think they class them as vegan and
We
this
used
and
to
that.
consume it.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it was healthy as well a period of time ago, but same thing, just check the ingredients. So no matter what, whatever you're using, whatever type of butter it is or whatever type of margarine, read the ingredients.
But it's got a
And-
load of stuff in it as well. So
Yeah, and then just think
or
about
just use Avo or something if you're not a butter person. Excuse me.
avocado is God's butter. So that's a good option. But whatever you got going on in your house, just check the ingredients and see whether it's worth rebuying when you run out. And if it's not worth rebuying when you run out, then find a better alternative so that you can slowly start to upgrade your entire fridge.
Yeah, that's the best way to do things, guys. It's like, don't just go and chuck everything out. Like, food is so expensive. So it's like, if you're interested in upgrading these things, it's like, make the switch as you go. So something runs out, you buy the better butter, you buy better cleaning products, you buy better shampoo, whatever it is.
So let's look at some bevies. We've got Coca-Cola. Obviously, everybody knows what the deal is with Coca-Cola. It is heavily full of sugar. So we've got carbonated water. First ingredient is sugar after the water. Then we've got color 150D, which is obviously that disgusting black drink color. Food acid 338, flavor, whatever that is. Not even natural flavor, okay? Just flavor. And then, of course, caffeine that gets everybody nice and addicted in combination with the sugar.
And like, yeah, 5 teaspoons of sugar, roughly. If you kind of divide the sugars by about 5 grams, you'll get roughly the sugar amount that's in something.
So obviously Coca-Cola and all of its co-conspirators are crapola. Are there any alternatives though? Well, if you look hard enough, you can find. This is just one example of many that are out there that are not too bad. So this
Still
is
got some sugars, still got some other things, but just cleaner.
This is just a soft drink. It's just like, it's a soft drink alternative basically. And, it's got some ginger flavor in there. Let's have a look. So we've got cane sugar, so carbonated water and cane sugar, which is definitely a step up. Then we've got our ginger juice, our lemon juice, our ginger extract, our sodium citrate, and our natural flavors.
I actually really like this drink. And if you have, if you like ginger, this is like punchy. It's in your face.
It's got a good amount, yeah. We got them in glass bottles, and you can see like it's got sediment on the bottom of ginger. So you got to kind of like swirl it almost.
We took them at Christmas. So the first time we tried them was at Christmas because we just say everyone's drinking alcohol. So we thought, let's take a glass bottle of something, and found these, and they're just at Woolies, and they were really good.
So, is this the replacement for beverages? No, but it is an option out there. So just opening your awareness that you can.
Water's always the win, or magnesium.
Exactly. All right, chocolate, Maltesers.
Yeah. It's been so long.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get Maltesers when I went to the movies. That was probably the only time.
Anytime I associate Maltesers with, but Jai and I have never been to the movies together. We've been together for 13 years, and yeah, we've never been to the movies together. So that's we probably haven't eaten Maltesers for longer than 13 years.
There you go.
So what do we got here? Just a small little
List.
List, so sugar, milk solids, cocoa butter, cocoa mass, malt extract, barley, glucose syrup, vegetable fat, maltodextrin, emulsifier, soy lecithin, 492, raising agents, 501, 500, vegetable gum, 440, salt, flavor, milk. Chocolate contains cocoa solids, 25, milk solids, 23%. Contains milk, gluten, soy.
And wheat.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not to bag on these guys too much. They're all shit, right? We know they're all shit. There's
You're
nothing.
not eating them for health.
Everybody knows they're shit. Like, you know, we don't need to like tear these guys apart. But let's look at some alternatives.
Mr. Beast. So this guy, I don't know if you know, but he's a YouTube sensation or something.
He's
I've never really
got the
seen-
biggest YouTube page, and all of YouTube has the most viewers and followers, and he makes the most money on YouTube
Yeah.
out of everyone.
He's just a young kid, and then he goes and does nice things with his money, by helping other people and whatnot. But so he's got cane sugar, organic cocoa mass, organic cocoa butter, and emulsifier, which is sunflower lecithin. So 4 ingredients, and he's got some other products and stuff like that. But there is just other options at the supermarket if you want to eat some chocolate. You know, check it out. And this was something like, because he's a YouTuber, kid, whatever, when we saw it at the shops, like,
We just kind of pointed and laughed. We're
yeah, we
like,
just
oh,
laughed.
look at that.
And
Mr.
then
Beast.
I read it, I go, what organic? Like, I was very surprised
Yeah.
because, I don't know, I just thought such a big person who's somewhat, yeah, he's a kid and he's just does random stuff. But yeah, so there's that. There's some like vegan options. Panna is a good
Hold your horses. I've got more chocolate t-shirts. The other thing I wanted to say, the reason why this is good too is because it's really small, like in terms of the grams. I can't quite read that. I think it's
60.
like 60 odd grams. So it's like a smaller serving as opposed to like a big block of Cadbury. Like if you're going to grab a block of chocolate, you know, you can grab a block of chocolate. And so that would be a block of chocolate, or you could get like 3 times the amount and it would still be in the same category.
Yeah, like if we brought a block of chocolate home, we're gonna eat the block of chocolate. So the smaller the size, the less consumed.
So this one's a little bit more expensive. This is a vegan organic, so it's got no dairy in it. I think these go for about like $7.50 or something like that in comparison to your like $4 for your Mr. Beast. But this is 80 grams, so you get a bit more. Anyway, let's have a look at the ingredients here. We got cocoa solids, so cacao basically, cacao butter, cacao mass, organic sugar, inulin, hazelnut, and vanilla pods. So everything's pretty natural there. I'm not sure what inulin is actually, do you know?
I don't know, is it the stuff, is that like pectin? Is it similar to that? Carry on.
Let's have a look. We'll find out exactly what that is. But either way, you can just look at it straight away and you can say, all right, these guys are putting in more freaking effort, you know, to make a higher quality product that has, you know, organic certification. You know, we've got some bio-grow stuff here. Just information that it just looks like it's a higher quality product that has a bit more love in it.
What does inulin do to your body? Inulin slows digestion, including the digestion of carbohydrates. This allows sugar to be released slowly without spiking, which promotes healthy blood sugar levels. And it just says that it's a naturally occurring polysaccharide produced by many types of plants.
Okay.
Mostly it's more on that, but
Okay, so that doesn't sound too harmful. If anything, it seems like a good thing. Okie dokie. All right, moving on. Cheese. So here we go. We've got our standard block of cheese. Most blocks of cheese are very similar in terms of ingredients. They're pretty much a whole food. Bega is a very common brand, very popular in Australia. Strong, Bitey, and Vintage is a really nice one, which I personally like. Let's have a look at what the ingredients say here. Milk, salt, cultures, enzymes from non-animal rennet. Okay, it contains milk. So
I don't know if you know what non-animal rennet is or rennet, but it's they use the intestines of, I think, the cows,
I think so.
to make the milk stay together. So if you're vegetarian, you can still eat cheese, but there's cheeses that are vegetarian and cheeses that aren't. So
Yeah,
would go
not
for-
to
you
be
would-
confused with a vegan. A vegan would not
No,
touch it.
vegans don't eat cheese, but if you're vegetarian, then you would go for a non-animal rennet cheese versus one with stomach lining.
So this is pretty good. Okay, the salt is potentially iodized salt, so that's one red flag there. But other than that, it's not too bad for a cheese. Okay, however, the exact same product has a shredded
Version.
preparation. Okay, you would think it would be the same, correct? If you would think that, you would be wrong. Let's have a look at the ingredients here. Cheddar cheese, milk, salt, cultures, enzyme, non-animal rennet, anti-caking agent 460, preservative 200.
So pretty much all of the shredded cheeses have crap in them to stop them binding together.
Keep it all separated because you
Yeah.
know like how cheese goes, right? It likes to stick
The only one
together.
I've found was a Baramba organic one, and it's got, I can't even remember what the ingredients were in it, but it's got some kind of, it almost looks a bit floury, because they've put something else in there to stop it from binding. But yeah, so if you want shredded cheese and you're factoring in not eating numbers and other stuff, then you're gonna have to grate it yourself.
Yeah, and not too hard to do, right? Okay, so that's it for the nutrition side of stuff. But I did want to mention when it comes to supplementation, we take the exact same approach. We don't like to have excess shit in our supplements, basically. And when we moved from Sydney up into the Northern Rivers, we started to meet a few people, and one of those people happened to be the owner of Naturo Vitals, who is this very nice man who he is a herbalist and he is a naturopath, sorry. And he also has this supplement company, which he recently started because he is also very particular about the ingredients that go into products that he consumes. And he was sick and tired of all of the crappy products in the supplement industry.
So in the supplement industry, there's this rule, and so they add what is called excipients, and excipients are things that help the supplements process through the machines, because otherwise they get stuck, they get built up, kind of like they put their anti-caking agent in the cheese. The excipients are that for the supplement line, and there's a rule that you don't have to say that on a label in Australia. And he taught us that, and so we had picked, you know, we always tried to pick good supplements, but he said, oh, you're using this one, it's got this in it, you're using this one, this got in it. And I'm trying to do it to try and solve migraines, and obviously we just want to be healthy and all this sort of stuff. And he said, if you go and look at the FDA website in America, because one of the companies we were using is an American parent company, you are able to find all the listed excipients in that. And so we changed to him because it's all just made on site in northern New South Wales. Excipient free. He and he's really big on stuff like, there's a lot of liver products out there to help your liver, but they're alcohol based products, or they've got a load of alcohol extraction processes and stuff like that.
And most tinctures are alcohol based tinctures.
Yeah, and so
they're trying to heal your liver with alcohol tinctures.
Yeah,
and he's like, he goes, it's insane, and he's like, it blows my mind, blah blah blah.
He's really passionate about it. But so we found him and been super happy. I take his magnesium on the daily. Every day. It's delicious. It's like a orange lemon, natural organic orange lemon flavor.
I'm currently going through his gut health supplement. So I'm taking his intestinal repair every day. Is it on the picture?
We've actually tried a lot of his products, even though we didn't necessarily need some of them, so that we could tell people what they tasted like or whatever, because some of them are things that you drink. And so we went through and we tested all different
We've
stuff.
tried all these. So this is a B complete. So this has got every B vitamin all in one as a complete capsule. This one is Z-Sim, which is zinc, selenium, iodine, and magnesium. Very essential critical minerals for your body. This one is B Calm. So B Calm is about 4 or 5 different herbal extracts which help to lower your cortisol and de-stress you. This one is an antioxidant support. So this one is like a herbal blend as well. So this is a powder. So all those are capsules. This one's a powder. It's a red powder. And it has kind of like a strong kind of tangy kind of citrusy kind of flavor that's kind of not really yummy, but not gross.
Goji berry kind of one.
Yeah, I think it's got
Yeah.
goji berry in it. It's not gross, but it's not yum, but it's just kind of like whatever.
I'm partial with stuff as well. Like some things I'm like,
Like I'll tell you
why
if
I'll
it's
drink.
I'll tell you if it's gross.
I'll tell you more if it's gross.
I'm honest though, this one to me, like I freaking love this. Anything that's like that vitamin C flavor, you know, like the chewable vitamin C's, love that shit.
Whereas I thought that one was like
So
something
this
about,
one's a syrup.
but it's not awful.
So you leave this one in the fridge and you just take 5 grams, 5 mils of this one, and it's yummy syrup. This one, Mag XO, that's what Kate's drinking. That's the powder.
It's delicious. And even my very extremely fussy 25-year-old nephew who doesn't like anything healthy is drinking that. So that's a win.
Yeah, and then we've got our green cleanse here. So this is, you know, me personally, I can drink this just by putting it in water and mixing it, and it's totally fine. Very similar to this one. It's not gross, but it's not delicious. But I would, if I had
The
to,
green one is nicer.
yeah, I was gonna say if I had to choose between the two in terms of
Yeah.
just flavor alone, I'll probably go for this one. It's a little bit more subtle.
It's not offensive for a green drink. A lot of green drinks that have either spirulina or chlorella in them and stuff are quite like in your face. But
You're just basically a sook if you can't handle it, in my opinion.
and if you hate the taste of something, block your nose and down it, and then you don't taste it.
And this is pure collagen peptides. So this is a very high quality collagen powder, which is a good source of protein. This is really good for like hair, nails, skin, tissue regeneration, healing your body, injury, if you're coming back from injury, repairing muscles, anything like that. So these are some of the really good products, but he's got a huge range, and he's got
got a pet range.
He's got a pet range as well. So we have a 10% link. So when you use this link to go to the website and type in SQ1, you'll get the discount. So what I'll do is I'll put this link and code in the description of this video. So if you want to go and get yourself some supplements, then check it out. Use this code, save yourself 10%, and you won't regret it. Natural Vital. Really good products. Highly recommend. If I had to pick my favorite product, I would probably say, like I think the Be Complete. I think these two are the ones that I have daily. And as I said, I'm also taking, he has a gut health and an intestinal repair. I'm also taking those. I'm just doing a course of them. So they're awesome as well. But I really love these two. I think these two are essential dailies, a Be Complete and a Z-Sim.
And the magnesium for me is my
be
all and end all.
And the magnesium for sure. So yeah, Natural Vitals, check them out. Check the link in the video for that. And that's it. So I hope you got some insight and
if you've got any other products or something that you want us to find like better options of as well,
let us know.
Let us know.
We'll check it out for you.
Kind of fun. And same if there's ever anything that you want covered on a Sunday night call. We're always open for ideas because we just come up with teaching ideas. But yeah, hopefully that helped. So ingredients first, and then you go and check the calories is the takeaway, and eat whole foods before all the packaged stuff. So
all right, time to go shopping, guys. Have a good one.
Laters.